Hey, yo, Deavery, hello. So it's great to be here, and I'm gonna wait a little bit until some people get on the stream, and then we'll take a look at this beautiful gallery. So I'm at the, I'm gonna make sure that I say the name of the place where we are properly, because I was reading a little bit about and watching some YouTube videos about the Czech Republic, the parts of the Czech Republic, and there are different areas, different regions, and the people who live in those different regions, understandably, it's important to get it right. So, and I just spoke to two lovely gentlemen here about the exhibit, so I could share some things with you. Hey Padma, hey Stephanie Cake, the cake's on the case. And so, and good morning to Little Bird Stitch, hello. It's great that I can see the chat, because I think there was a time when I could not, so we learn a little bit more each time. Warden Bernard, hello. Yeah, you know, anyway, so I spoke to some gentlemen about the exhibit, and we will go through and see all the quilts. And there are 26 quilts here in the gallery, and 13 artists are represented. And so what we're gonna do, okay, I'm breaking up a little bit. Well, I've got my, hey Jan, I've got my 5G on, so it should be all right, but you know, sometimes these things happen. And in New York City, I was walking along in Union Square the other day, yesterday, and I was getting some, you know, a little bit of static or something on my phone, because, you know, it's New York and there's a lot of cell phones going on. So hopefully we'll be smooth enough. And hey Crosley, hey Tara, hi. It's good to see folks. So if you just came in, I got this cool thing. It's a gimbal, and I tried to use it. I practiced with it and everything, but the trouble is with being live, you can't practice something live until you're live. You can't like fly under cover of darkness, you know, and do a live test and not be live. So anyway, I think we're good. I have to carry my phone, which we've done before, and it's not too bad. It's a brand new iPhone, and they usually have pretty good stabilization built in. Anyway, if you're new here, I want to welcome you. This is a show, I don't know if it's produced by SAQA. We're gonna learn about that. But I know that SAQA is involved in this show, this exhibit. And so I let Martha Seelman know, and my friend Kestrel Michaud know about it. So we might have a few people from SAQA watching, or you might be watching the replay. And so if that's the case, I'm really glad you're here. I'll say just a minute. Hey, So Demented. Hey, I'm so glad to see you. Well, you know, hey, okay, Proud. It's you know, it's at a different time, right, than usual, so I'm hoping some folks who can't see the evening show can come today. Just briefly, I will tell you that Quilt Nerd is an experiment, a project that I've been working on for about a year. A year. And it's a show that is an exploration of quilts and quilt culture. It's not a presentation. I try not to bone up too much on the subjects that we cover on the show. It's always a live show, and so learning things along with you about quilts and quilt culture from the United States and around the world, obviously, is so much fun. And I picked Twitch because Twitch is a live streaming platform that was built for live streaming. So it has functionalities that I like, and it has fun things that you can do. You can accrue channel points and spend them on all kinds of things. You can become the content director if you spend a certain amount of channel points, and you can tell me what you'd like me to cover on the show. Twitch is new for me. It still is. It's new for most people who watch this show, but you get the hang of it after a little while, and you start to see that it's really fun. I also am really tired of YouTube. I don't know. Do you feel that way? It's a necessary evil, but I like new things. I like new shoes. I like new platforms. So, and the one other thing I'll say, and then we can get started because we started a little bit late. I wanted to say that this show is always free to watch. You never have to pay to watch a show on Twitch. If you, and Twitch is for gamers, you know, originally, right? But there's a lot of different content coming onto Twitch, and so that's really exciting. We're not the first quilt show on Twitch. Quiltoni is really cool. She does live quilting. I think more quilters are going to start using Twitch to do that. To live stream what they make and what they're doing. Okay, Proud is here, I'm so glad. And Joyous Fibers, hello. Yeah, I got an iPhone, Bridgewater. I know, it's crazy. So let me see, I will begin now. Let's begin now. So we're here at, I'm not sure if I can switch around. Yes, of course I can. All right, so let's come off the elevator. So I came through the elevator, and this is what I saw, and it's very beautiful gallery. So we are in. Let me go over here and just make sure that I say this right. You know, so we are at the Czech Center Gallery within the Bohemian National Hall. And this was built at the same time, hey Bonnie, this was built at the same time as the Carnegie Hall, the gentleman was telling me. Oh good, Dee Marie. So that's where we are. Thanks, Steph, thank you. And it's a beautiful facility, beautiful gallery. So let's read what's on the wall. And oh yeah, I was going to mention, thanks Word and Bird Nerd for subscribing with Prime. That's so great. I was going to mention that you can subscribe to this show and each month, and you can read more about that on my channel page, on the About page. But like I said, you can watch for free, and I hope you do. Okay, Czech Contemporary Quilt, American premiere. I'll read this in case you're not watching the screen right now, or if you're it's hard to see for you. The Czech Contemporary Quilt exhibit. This is an American premiere showcasing a selection of contemporary modern quilts created by the best female quilt artists from the Czech Republic. And here we have the names of the artists who are represented. And the exhibition is organized by the Czech Center here in New York in collaboration with PP QUILT. And then we have the SAQA involved as well, and PPM QUILT is the patchwork. We're going to read about it a little bit. It's a patchwork and quilting show that's been going for about 10 years, I believe. So let's go ahead and go in, and I have some materials that I'll be reading that the gentleman gave me when I came in as I'm showing you some quilts. So one thing to know is that, okay, we'll take a look at that too. One thing to know is that the names, the Czech language is very beautiful, and they have a lot of certain characters that are tough. In fact, I was reading a little bit about this one particular character that they have, and it's like not in any other language. So when I read names, I just want you to forgive me, be nice to me, and I'll do my best, okay? There's not a lot we're gonna look at each quilt closely. There's not a lot about each quilt here on the wall. So I'm gonna look at my materials as I show you the quilts and see if I can get a little bit more information about them. But at the end of the presentation, we'll sit down, or at the end of the gallery walk, we'll sit down and I'll share with you what I have in my hand, these materials that were shared with me. So this quilt is called Wave, and I mean, it's extraordinary. It's by Barbara Bartoszova, or Skova, Barbara Bartoszova. And if you go on the website that Kate mentioned there, if you take a look at the link, you can see these quilts, even closer, and you can see the names of the artists who made them, which would be great because, again, I I don't know exactly how to say their names, and I can't type their name up here on the screen, so you can do that. The wave quilt looks like a painting and absolutely does. Hey, Mary Ann T. Kate, thank you so much for subscribing. At tier 2, you subscribed for 10 months. I appreciate you. Yeah, way beyond my capabilities too. So it's, it's just amazing. It's good to see an art quilt show because, I don't know. Well, it's good to see a quilt show. I mean, I think that's like the main thing, right? I don't think I can turn, no, that doesn't work. Okay, so I gotta be in landscape mode for the live stream. Anyway, so this is hand-painted silk, wax reserve, and free machine piecing. And the texture is really great. I'll try to get a sense of that. So, the stippling and the free machine quilting, wow, look at that, is of course making some texture happen, some relief. So that's Barbara's work. It's really great, really great. Okay. Oh yeah, and these are all Barbara's. So yeah, I mentioned there's 13 artists represented. Let me get back here. These are all Barbara's pieces. Yes, Dee Marie, the textile is painted and it's silk. The wave is silk. Now, I'm not sure if this one is as well, but I will definitely check. This is called Under the Sea, and it is also by Barbara. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, that this is painted as well, but I will check and see. Hey, M. Hicks. We just started looking at the quilts here in the gallery. And if you just came in, let me just show you where we are again. 26 pieces by 13 Czech artists. And this also is a premiere. So this is the first time this has ever been shown. And I'll just make sure, yes, the technique that Barbara has done, I'm gonna show you her name again because it's important, right? Barbara Bartoshova or something like that. Yeah, it's all hand-painted silk, cotton, and free machine piecing. And the wave was made in 2020, and Under the Sea is 2018. And then Misty Morning is the last piece that we'll look at from her, or the third piece. So I'll come in here. Yeah, silk, hand-painted, and free machine quilting. And I think, raw edge applique, right? Doesn't look too raw to me, but well, I don't know. I think the line, okay, yeah, it's like metallic paint. That's the outline of that fish. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I see a raw edge, right? Don't you? Anyway, hey Raffle, it's great to see you. You're stealthily watching it work. Approved, fully approved. And so this is Barbara's third piece here in the show. It's called Misty Morning. I like this. I think this is really cool. Traditional quilting there, right? Traditional feather quilting on the side. Some more contemporary shapes up there. Look at this. I don't know how people do it. There's no way, there's no way I could manage that. And yeah, Stephanie, I think she did. She covered the raw edges with paint. And I think that's something that is happening here as well, right? Yeah, it's raw edge, yeah. And then beautifully finished, right, with paint. Metallic thread satin stitch, yeah. Very cool, very cool. And I'll kind of get a side view too, so you can see, the texture. The flowers, got a little bit of puff to it. Hey, Peace Love Puppies, hi. It's great to see you. I'm so glad you're here. One thing that I'll do just kind of from time to time as different people come through is, show the full gallery again, even though I've shown it a few times. But, oh, by the way, look at this awesome staircase. This place is beautiful, and it's really cool that we have the place to ourselves, which is great. M. Sujan says, I bet that's wool batting to give it the beautiful definition. I think that is probably the case. So, all right, so let's take a look at the next artist who also has 3 pieces. Jana La Lova, okay? And the 3 pieces will be Petrified Forest, the Tower of Babylon, and Silky Fall. I like that. So I was reading a little bit about the Czech Republic, and watching a couple YouTube videos about it. And I learned a few things that I hope I get right. I won't say anything I'm not totally sure about. I can tell you that they filmed some of the Narnia movies there because it's so beautiful and extraordinary and, just like lush. And yeah, there is these different regions. It is also the capital of the beer consumption, or the capital of the world in terms of beer consumption. Very interesting. But they have a no tolerance policy for drinking and driving. So it's interesting. So they go for the beer, but they also go for safety. Okay, so this is the Petrified Forest. Hey, Mom, my mother subscribed at Tier 1. I so appreciate you, Mom. Thank you so much. You've been subscribing for 6 months. I appreciate it. Yeah, like Mom and I have never done, quilts like this, right? But I mean, when you see beautiful stuff like this, it's like, maybe we should try it, right? And again, so there's raw edge applique again. This is finished with zigzag stitch. And the regular show will be on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. And Hannah will be on IRL with me again. And we played a really fun game on the last show, on Saturday night show, Name That Date, or Can You Guess the Date that this quilt was made? And it was so much fun. And I have kind of another game kind of thing to play with Hannah tonight. So this is called, let's see, is it Silky Fall? Yeah, this is Petrified Forest. This is the Tower of Babylon. Yeah, oh yeah, okay, so this is the Tower of Babylon. Okay, yeah. And then Silky Fall is the third one. So I want to back up and, not fall down the stairs. Here's Tower of Babylon. Oh, good, Mom's going to be at the show as well. Mom, I'm trying to get Rebecca to come on the show, but we'll see. So, yeah, this is really, really great. I like the idea of doing a quilt with, a structure, right? A building. I like this. I like this idea, like doing a cityscape, or something like that. Oh, wow. This is really cool. So she's doing, I'll take a look at her materials here in just a second. What else about the Czech Republic? Well, it's been through a lot. It's Central Europe. It's sort of the division I was reading between Central Europe and Eastern Europe. So they've been through a lot of political upheavals and things like that, just like pretty much everywhere. She's doing silk, machine applique, and quilting on Tower of Babylon. And then on this work, it's batik, machine applique, and quilting. And then the last piece we're gonna look at, she made in 2019, Silky Fall, and it's batik, hand applique, and quilting. So that first one was machine applique. This is hand applique. Great. And I mentioned that I'll have some, it looks like a thumbprint, Mom, totally. So I'll read some materials that I have. Mom, Deborah Bingham. In fact, the people who were watching the International Quilt Museum stream that I did met Deborah Bingham, because Deborah Bingham is the niece of, the Infinite Variety exhibit. I can't think of her name. Anyway, Deborah was speaking in the gallery about the red and white quilts. And so she was here, and she had remarks about this show as well. So I'll go through those. This is really cool. Wow. What is that? Is that a bead? This is called Silky Fall. Here's that looks like maybe some leather. Yeah, it looks like leather or some kind of suede. Joanna Rose, thank you, Mom. Padma says she's leaving that fringy selvage on the fabric. I like to do that too. Interesting. All right, so moving on, we have, looks like two pieces from this artist. And if you want to see something closer, everybody, and I skipped it, please take a look. Romana Cherna. You know, I was with a Croatian person for a while, and I know a little bit about the letters. If there's like a little antenna over the S, it's usually sh, the sh sound. Anyway, this is called The Battle Is Over, 2019. And it looks like it says, I'm not sure. It's numbers here, 17, 13, 46, 2080. We'll see. We'll see if the materials I have tell us more about it. Wow, those really look like bricks. They really do. Wow, oh my God. I mean, if I was this close, you almost would think that they are, the way she's painted them. Incredible. Silk cocoon. Yeah, it was, absolutely. Cool. Hey, Susan R. Michael. I called you Michael. Hey, Michael. Susan R. Michael, it's so good to see you. You want to touch the brick? Yeah, same. I want to touch all of them, actually. The textures are so rich. This is really nice. I really like this one. Let me get the name and I'll come right back. I read it, but I can't remember. Oh, Cracked Ice. Yeah, this is made in 2020 and it's hand-painted silk, application, and burn-away technique. That's interesting. So, burn-away technique. I love this one. Wow, I just love it. Okay, I'm gonna get really close in here. Man, the iPhone is really amazing, isn't it? Really great. Yeah, I just like the shapes here. So there's metallic thread here. Faith, hi! Oh my God, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad you're here, Faith. I'm so glad you're here. So, yeah, just the colors here are wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. Cake, you're the best. You're the best. Okay, so now we've got, and yeah, if you're just joining, here's where we are. We're at the Czech Center in New York City, and this is a world premiere. We've just done this wall here. That's where we've been. This is a world premiere show, co-produced by the quilt show that happens here in not here in the Czech Republic. I'm not in the Czech Republic. It happens in the Czech Republic for about 10 years, and SAQA is also involved in this exhibit. So the next three pieces are by, let's see. This one is Romana Cherna, A Descent into the Maelstrom. And so I believe, let's see, let me just make sure. Yeah, this is by the same artist we just looked at. So she has 4 pieces in the show. This is A Descent into the Maelstrom. And then we'll move on to this artist, and by the way, I'll tell you about that person when we get there. Wow, incredible. You got it. It's my pleasure. Well, it's anniversary week here at Quilt Nerd, and I told you I had some surprises for you, and so this one I wasn't sure that I could do, so I didn't want to tell you about it until I knew. But there's fun stuff. There's fun stuff this week because we're about a year old now on Quilt Nerd. I'm really happy to say that. It's been an adventure and it's only gonna get better. So this piece was made in 2012. It's 86 by 111 centimeters, painted textile and applique. I mean, and look at that metallic thread. I think you can probably see it. The light in here, being a gallery is so good. Hey, Jessica is quilting. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Welcome. Oh wow, I like this. Okay, I like a couple things here. This bit of green, I mean, it really looks like algae, And oh, there's felt. I don't know if you can tell, but that is definitely felt. Maybe here you can see it a little bit better. And then this area is like twisted, twisted fabric. Wow, that's really cool. Really cool. Jessica's quilting has a good question. The crackling is amazing. Is that achieved with thread or the paint? Let's see. I think it is the paint, Jessica. I'm thinking that that's what we've got going on here. Yeah, well, but then here, that looks like, well, God, you know what, I don't know. I mean, it's really incredible. It's so, the techniques she's using are, beyond my even levels of being able to describe them, right? Because they're so foreign to me. So that was Romana Cherna as well. And so, okay, so the next three pieces that we'll see, the next three, are by Yana Sturbova. And so I'll come back to look at the names, but in case you want to like take a screenshot or something, here's what we'll be looking at. So, Yana Sturbova, Rusty Rain, Millstone 2, and Parasites. And it looks like these are all 2019. Now, and the materials are, sorry, let me come back over here. I'm trying to hold things as steady as I can. Looks like Evolone. I don't know. Do you all know what that is? Evolone. Mixed textiles, digital print on textile, machine applique, and quilting. And it looks like that is what the techniques she's used on all three of these pieces. So Rusty Rain. So here's what the gentleman told me about the quilts when we were talking about them just briefly before I went live. Let's look at all three of these together, Jana's work. He said that, now I really got to be careful not to fall down the stairs. He said that this artist is the only one in this particular show that is represented at the International Quilt Museum. So Jana's work is at the IQM in their permanent collection. So that is a big honor. That's pretty special. So let's take a look a little bit closer at, did I say Rusty Rain? Okay, I'll have to, I memorized the names of the next two. I feel very proud of that, but I think this one I'll have to look at again. So yeah, so digital printing, painting, and yeah, and I mean just a lifetime of making art, like that's the part. Oh, look at this, you can tell that's silk probably. Let me get kind of some side shots so you can see the texture that's happening here. Really, really cool. I think you can tell there's this texture happening. Word and Bird Nerd is quick. I mean, Word and Bird Nerd is, it's, I don't know, you got magic fingers and a Google brain. So, and Word and Bird Nerd says, Evolone is a microfilament textile. Everything quilty is connected. Mom, you're so right. Yeah, and then this down here is really neat. I mean, look at this. Here's the thing. I mean, those areas of, it looks like rust, right? It looks like rust. I mean, it's paint. That's what's going on here, right? It's not the fabric, it's paint. And it's like, like a watercolor, such a watery paint she must have used because it's faint. It's this faint thing. So just one more detail here because this is so cool. And if you're just joining us, I'm at an exhibit of Czechoslovakian, yes, I think that's still right to say Czechoslovakian art quilters who have a show here in New York City. It's a premiere show. So this one, Millstone 2, see, I got the name. Same kind of materials. This is cool. Wow. Whoa. I mean, this looks like hand cut, right? It doesn't seem burned out, and I think they probably would have mentioned that in the description. The colors almost look like pantyhose strips. Yeah, totally, it totally did. Word and Bird Nerd, my nickname in the early 90s was Internet Queen. That is cool because you were on the internet in the early 90s. So that's why you're really good at it. Alphabet here, very interesting. Millstone 2, it's called. Interesting. Be great to talk to the artist, Oh, you know what I bet? I think these shapes here are probably from the cutout of this, don't you think? I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? They're the same, sort of the same form. That looks like a leaf. Very cool. Very cool. Reverse applique. Very nice, very nice. Wonder if that's the Evelon. Oh yeah, maybe so. That's that sort of crackle look. Yeah, Czechoslovakia does not exist anymore, exactly. It's the Czech Republic, but I wondered if Czechoslovakian was still... I watched a couple history videos and man, I was like, I'm gonna get something wrong. So I may have just gotten that wrong. I'm looking forward to sharing this with the artists, you know. I mean, at least SAQA can share it. Hopefully they can share the recorded video of it with them. Like I hope that they can have a record of it too, because it's kind of cool. Okay, and this one is called Parasites. Parasites. We'll take a look at the whole thing. Let's back up a little bit. Yeah, whoa, creepy. Creepy in the best way, right? And here's the alphabet again. Interesting. Very interesting. Wow. Just the torn pieces. I'd like to see her studio, you know. It's probably a really very cool place. Oh, look at this. This painting is very cool. Again, that watery look. Very neat. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then this part too. Sorry. We're here, right? We're here to look at the pieces, so we might as well linger on them. And then that is a woven material. You can see the warp and the weft, I think. Great. Great. Okay, great. Well, see, so are people Czech Republicans? See, that was my only thing, is like what is a person in the Czech Republic, what is their, you know, like, live in America, we're Americans, like, that's the one I'm not too clear on. So this next piece is called Graffiti, and it's by Eva Robcova. And it was made in 2015, and it's textile paint, leather applique, stencils, and screen painting. And I'll just show you, this marks about 2/3 of the show that we're gonna see. We've got one wall left after, well, a little bit, yeah. Anyways, just to show you where we are and what's going on. Czechs, okay, Czechs, so not Czechoslovakians, right, but Czechs, that makes sense. Thank you, Jessica. Okay, street art quilt. Cool, so that's leather. The letters are leather, appliqued. Oh wow, this is neat. Is that painted? It is. That's really great. I mean, that's like, I love that. It's you know, it's almost like a pencil. That's very cool. Yeah, really great. Here's some language that I don't understand, but appreciate. Oh, I think I see love, don't you? I think it says love under there. It wouldn't be a graffiti piece without some of that. Oh, and this is, I mean, that really looks like somebody took a paint pen, you know, to a wall. It's great. She really, especially with the background, but she really nailed the, really, I see kind of the New York graffiti that I see everywhere, of course. Okay, so then the next artist is Eva Robcova. And it looks like this work, Klymptomania, is her one work. Okay, so the next three artists have one piece in the show. So Eva Robcova, Klymptomania, 2015, mixed media, textile, paint, stencils, and beads. So let's take a look closer at Eva's work. Well, let me get back just a little bit, straight on. Very cool. You know, it's been so good to be in New York City, everybody. I mean, I think living in London gave me a really good perspective on New York City, because I lived here briefly, and it was not for me to live here, but, and I love New York, but I think I've got better perspective on New York. I can talk about that later. Here's the beads. Oh, interesting. So the beads are really tiny. Hold on, the beads are very small and attached to those little circles of, looks like suede or you know, leatherette, is that a thing? But I thought the beads were, or even buttons, they looked like buttons from way back, from standing up way back. But yeah, the little beads are in the center of those circles. And then we have the prairie point, the mighty prairie point. And yeah, Klimtomania, exactly, Padma, Gustav Klimt. And definitely, I mean, this patchwork is like, yeah, Klimtomania for sure. She really got it, the gesture of those rectangles. It's great. It's great. Very cool. And then, Mom, this looks like a motif that Hannah would like, right? And this, oh wow, okay. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try to show you. Can you tell? It looks almost burned out. It's hard to tell. Maybe it's like she painted it really heavily, because there's texture. Oh, here, because it's velvet. You can tell, I think, that it's velvet with kind of the fuzz on that. So when she painted, the velvet kind of pushes forward a little bit, so it looks like felt. It's really cool. Yeah, that's black velvet. Cool. Okay, the next piece is Helena Fikjizova, and this is called Broken Glass, and it's from 2019, mixed media, printing on textile, photo transfer, and jute. Let's take our S.J. Pepper, hello! It looks like encaustic. It does indeed. It's so good to see you, S.J. Pepper. I'm glad you could join us. And okay, so there's jute in this, very interesting. And it's called Broken Glass. So let's start in the middle, the point of focus. Interesting. Yeah, I can see the paint. Oh, I found the jute. We have jute. We have some jute. Jukebox. Yeah, that's cool. Oh man, it's like, oh yeah, and look, here's raw edge applique. Well, I mean, the jute's like pulled through and teased. Can you see that? If I get too close, it blurs out, but I think you can see the texture there, and you can definitely see the jute here. So cool. And yeah, raw edge applique. So I'm seeing a lot of raw edge applique. I mean, that's a really, I would say popular technique, or it's a technique that's being harnessed, right, by a lot of these artists. That's neat. That painting looks like a stamp. I mean, it might be. I like this piece a lot. I really do. I like this piece. Yeah, so it's probably jute. I mean, I don't know much about jute, but it looks like netting, netting or so. So I'm not sure the different kinds of jute. I mean, to me, that's jute, but like this looks like a netting, but it might be jute too. I don't know. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I think Hannah would like this piece, my older sister. Well, yeah. And if you come to the show tonight, tune in tonight at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. One of the surprises that I wanted to have for you for Anniversary Week was to have Hannah on the show again, but in person, because we want to have her on the show, about once a month or so. But we'll have to phone her in literally. So I thought, it'd be so fun to have her live, and so that's the first of the special things. And this is another one here. So Broken Glass. Okay, and then that piece is where we're headed next. I just want to get the name. Miroslava Kalinova, Abandoned Garden is what we're going to look at. It's 2020. She made it in 2020. Monotype, applique, printing with stencils, Evelyn again, and rice paper. So the rice paper is something we haven't seen yet. Great. Wow. Okay, where's the rice paper? I'm so curious. So it said photo transfer, right? Like this is got to be the photo transfer part. DeMarie is talking to S.J. Pepper, says encaustic sculpturization, also known as hot wax painting, involves using a heated encaustic medium to which colored pigments. So I think, S.J., have you used that technique before? Encaustic, I'm glad that DeMarie put the definition there, because I don't really know. Caustic, we know what caustic is. Interesting. So that's interesting. You can really see. So this is painted, and it's a different kind of paint. It's thicker. Like here, I think you can see that it's a thicker. We've seen a lot of watercolor, right? But that almost looks like tempera or, acrylic. This is interesting. Rice paper. Where's the rice paper? Maybe, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I like it. I like it. Does anybody see where the rice paper is? I'm obviously looking right at it. Can't tell. Yeah, it looks like a batik, but not totally. Interesting. SJ Pepper has done the encaustic, but it's not feasible on velvet, but that just had like a warm, glowy look that encaustic seems to put off. Yeah, totes, my goats. Okay, so Renata Edelmanova, Medallion of a Czech Writer, Combined Textile Techniques 2019. Okay, and these next pieces are all Renata's. So Medallion of a Czech Writer, Vltav 2002, and Everyday, which looks like, that one's really fun. I think, is this my favorite? I don't know. It's beautiful. So the pillar might get in our way a little bit. Oh my God, I almost fell down the stairs. Well, if the glass wasn't there, I would have. Okay, this is really cool. Beautiful, right? Yeah, maybe she used paper piecing on rice paper. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Oh, this is so cool. I love this. How she did the hair with this floral. Oh, wow. It's so great. Oh, it's so great. Yeah. Look at that. It's crazy. Oh, you know what? This is the thing with the art quilters. And we've seen it before when we look at art quilts. These art quilters can pick like this fabric that you can't believe, that they even have it in their stash, like this floral. It looks like, I don't know, early 90s or something like that. And, but here it is, perfectly put to perfect use in this very contemporary quilt. It's fantastic. So I don't know, Cake, maybe you can find it. Oh my God, Mom, you're right, there are. Who the Czech writer is, because the piece is by Renata, I'm just gonna show her name again, Renata Edelmanova. So I'm wondering, Bird Nerd's probably gonna scoop it, but yeah, we're gonna look at her eyes, because I think my mom's right, I think there are tears in her eyes. But look at that house, the perspective. Forget it. Really, like the light is just extraordinary. I love it. It's so amazing what people can do, and then you look at the traditional quilters and what they do, and the modern quilters, what they do. It's amazing. Yeah, that's definitely tears in her eyes, I would say. Good call, Mom. Very good call. And then here, that is a print. That's the fabric. That's not painted. I can tell that. I'm sure you can too. You can tell that that's printed fabric. But just fantastic. So amazing. If I try to draw a face, it's like very embarrassing. Okay, the next piece is Vltava 2002. Again by Renata Edelmanova. This one was finished in 2022, so this is brand new. Artist new, I should say. And the man depicted here is a composer, and the gentleman I was speaking to before I came on live said that it is, he's one of the national heroes for the Czech Republic. And wow, the letters are great. Raw Edge Applique again. Stitch. You know what? One of the things I love about these quilts is like, wouldn't that be fun? Sorry, let me back up. That like wild machine stitch, just like rah, it looks like static or something. I really feel like that would be fun. Oh, wow, look at the delicacy of the fabric cut here. Really wonderful. See, again, look at this wild fabric. Oh, okay, wait a second. Has she cut the blue and laid it on top of that? No. Okay, that's one fabric. The sort of neon speckled. This beard is really something. mean, it looks like a person. Ah! Incredible. Thanks, Cake. Piano. Yeah, I think the artist's sense of perspective, her mastery of it is sort of the most incredible. Well, I mean, and then rendering it in cloth, of course. Okay, Cake is saying, I'm not finding any info about who the writer is in the medallion of a Czech writer. We'll probably find it when I sit down. I'm just gonna sit down at that table and read to you a little bit about the exhibit because I just can't hold the camera and do that at the same time. I have done, but when the dialectic is on the wall, I can read that more easily than something from paper. Okay, so this is a lot of fun. It's by the same artist, and this one's just sort of like, she's like, I am gonna have fun now and not make faces. I am just gonna make pants. I'll have to take a look at what the name is of this one. That's great. Leather label. And obviously a pair of jeans, a real pair of jeans, cut out, super fun. Thanks, Cake. Could be that writer. Excellent, appreciate it. So this is fun. And I wanna get the name of it. Hang on one second, because I think that's probably pretty important. It's called Everyday. It's cotton, old jeans, embroidery, and applique. In 2016. It's interesting, it says 2016/2022. So it was a UFO for her, an unfinished object for the artist for a while, and she finished it for this show, probably. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I like it. And the embroidery stitches are a huge feature of this, right? You know, I went to the Strand yesterday. I just popped in because, like, I can't be near Union Square and not go to the Strand bookstore. And I went up to the quilt section, of course, and I found a book that is, I wouldn't usually get it, and it does have tutorials in it, but it's an encyclopedia of crazy quilt stitches or of embroidery stitches, like. And I got it partly because I want to know, the names of all these different stitches, and these are machine done. I'm pretty sure. Well, that one is, right? This one, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, this has to be hand done, right? I mean, sorry, I don't know. I don't know what, these machines could do. Oh, look at the boots. It's great. I'm not sure. Hey, Just So Viv, it's great to see you, and thank you so much for subscribing with Amazon Prime. You've subscribed for 10 months, and by the way, if you're new to the show, you can subscribe to the show for free through Amazon Prime. They don't make it easy. You have to kind of work on it, but Amazon owns Twitch, so you can get one free Twitch subscription every month if you're an Amazon Prime member. So so you can subscribe for free, and when you subscribe, you get entered in all the giveaways. I'll take a quick look at the whole gallery while I'm telling you this part, and then we'll finish up with these last artists. But there are there's benefits to subscribing. You get to use fun emotes in the chat. You get to be entered in the giveaways, and and you support the show, which is really helpful to me. Helps make things like this possible. So I hope you'll consider subscribing, and you can subscribe at different levels, and you get different stuff and more perks and all kinds of things. So these next two pieces are by Irina Zemanova. The first is Sent by Mail, and the second is Varicose Veins. Oh wow, okay. So Sent by Mail, 2018, finished in 2022. Mixed media, printing with stencils, free machine quilting. Sent by mail. More lettering. I've seen a lot of lettering. It's cool. Quilty Nancy, hi. And Quilty Nancy says some of those embroidery stitches looked like an older sewing machine that uses cams. Cams? I don't know what that is. I learned so many things. Anyway, what I was saying about those embroidery stitches in the book that I got, part of what interested me about getting it was what we looked at the other night at the TVV quilts, because those fascinating stitches they were doing on the TVV, I was like, I kind of want to try that. So maybe I'll do some embroidery stitches. I don't know. Maybe, but now I have this encyclopedia of them. And it's very thin. It's not like some long book. It's a softcover book. So I'll find it and we'll put it in the, or Steph, if you can find it, it's called, I think it's Embroidery, Crazy Quilt Embroidery Stitches Encyclopedia or something. Isn't that helpful? Isn't it helpful for you when I don't know the name of the actual book? But it's not many pages. It's old. You know, it's very much out of print. Anyway, so this is the stencil piece of this. Oh my gosh, they didn't mention that there's newspaper. Well, okay, no, it's newspaper. That is actual newspaper, right? It's not, no, that's not printed fabric. That's newspaper. You might not be able to tell, but I can tell. That is paper. Is it rice paper? Maybe they have that direct thing. No, I'm kidding. And this, this is, they don't, well, it says mixed media. So mixed media paper falls into that. Okay, so Irina Zemanova also did this piece, Varicose Veins, made in 2012. And it's mixed media, printing with stencils, free machine quilting, same. Okay, same as the last one. And here, by the way, we're gonna look at that and these last two pieces over there. But I've got some interesting materials here, like I mentioned. Here's the flyer for the show. And these are these comments, okay? Some interesting thing about the exhibit. And then this is the remarks for the opening of the Czech Contemporary Quilting Show. And you can see here, Deborah Bingham. Deborah Bingham made these remarks. So I'll see how I can make that a dynamic, how I can make that sort of dynamic for you. So it's not just me sitting there reading, but it might have to be because I don't have anybody else to help me produce. So anyway, this is Varicose Veins. Again, mixed media, machine quilting. Oh yeah, okay. I see some mixed media. I see it here. Let's see, sequins. I see some sequins. You can kind of catch the sequins there if I kind of go like that. This is, obviously asymmetrical, right? And varicose veins, she's got it, right? Hey, Crosley. Oh, it's so good to see you. And thank you for that tip. Thank you so much for that tip, Crosley. I really appreciate it because you can subscribe for free with Amazon Prime, but like I said, they don't make it easy. So tips like that are really, really helpful. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And that is, some felt, or felted wool. It looks like pretty fancy felt. Not like craft store felt, which I think I actually have a little bit of at my house. And here we have some metallic, let's see, right here. Am I looking at the right thing? Oh, no. Yeah, here. That's like a dupioni, like a silk dupioni. And this stuff, the color, so I've got a little bit of yellow light here on this quilt, so this is quite silver to me. I don't know if it looks quite so silver, but this is this sort of burning out technique, right? It's really interesting. It's so delicate. It's just so delicate. How do they do it? More felt there, and you can see, is there beading? This is almost like a net lace. Yeah. Like a net. Some tendrils hanging off here. And I suspect, with the name like varicose veins, those are, blood platelets, right? Something like that. Oh yeah, and here's a little bit more netting. It almost looks like pantyhose or something, but that's some netting. This piece, let me just make sure. This is a different artist, this one here. Ivana Brazakova. It's called From Russia. She made it in 2022. It's this year. Nature dyed cotton, we're gonna see. Watercolor paints and machine quilting. From Russia. Wow. If you speak Czech, you will be able to understand this piece in a different way than we do. But hey, Kitty Hannah. So I'll leave it just like this for those who know, and certainly for the artists who have work in this show. If you see this video, you'll be able to get a closer look at this, although I'm guessing you have seen the pieces in the show. But Kitty Hannah says, while looking at all this art, I am sewing reflective ribbon to my husband's work shirts. You think he would appreciate some fancy stitching? I think you should go for it. Kitty, I think you should absolutely go for it. This is great. Oh yeah, and Padma, that's a really good point. Thank you. You can subscribe through. You don't have to resubscribe. That's interesting. Oh yeah. So yeah, exactly. You can just spend $4.99 a month, and you don't have to resubscribe every month. And that's true with the Amazon Prime subscription. You have to do it every month. You have to go through the process every month to do it. So I do recommend subscribing at tier 1, and then it's just sort of one and done. And it's easy to do. It's easy to do to subscribe at tier 1. Anyway, so we've got, this is really, really interesting. I mean, it looks like pencil, from back, it looks like pencil, but it is, it's painted with, I just suspect with a very, very fine brush. I mean, look at these marks here, they look big from there, but I mean, they're really tiny, really tiny. Hey, Mark. Oh, it's so good to see you. I wish I had my soundboard. I could make some, oh man, I could make some noise. Look at that, the village, incredible. Wow. I like this one too. I like letters. I like letters on quilts. Okay, these are super fun. So, Vera Skochkova. I'm kind of doing okay with these Czech names, I think. Maybe. Jan Karafiat Beatles. Jan Karafiat Beatles. And it's interesting. And then Vera Skochkova, Eternal Transformation. So it's interesting because did they work together on these? They look very similar. And so it's Czech blueprint, and I'll tell you a little bit about what I heard, what the man told me about that. I think I can tell you if I remember. It's also hand applique and hand and machine piecing. So this one is Jan Karafiat Beatles. Interesting. And this is Eternal Transformation. They were done in 2012. So he said something about the Czech blueprint. Yeah, I don't remember what the fellow said, but so we'll look at that. But it's something about it's something about the national, I guess, fabric, right? It's got to be fabric. But there was something he said. Anyway, oh wow, look at that. These are obviously, texture, sculptural, I should say, with the little loops. Oh, now there's Kitty Hannah. There's a stitch for you to put on your husband's work shirt. That's really neat. It's so fun. Look at these characters. These characters are great. I could maybe achieve something like that, That's the portrait style I'd be doing. It's great. Oh, I love these. Oh, it's knitted. The little acorns are knitted on top. They have little caps, just little caps. Great. This one here. Oh, wow. Can you see what I see? So they're so finely made. I mean, the precision on these. I mean, they're like yo-yos, but not, the tucks, right? The pleats. Oh, I hope my iPhone can get it. I mean, it's just, they're so tiny. I'll back up so you can see just how tiny they are, Oh, oh my God, look at the optical illusion. That's great. That's great. Stephanie Cake, these are my favorite, I think. I love the red and blue. Yeah, these are really great. I mean, that is, okay, you know what? If anybody is interested in doing like perspective and optical illusion, like this is crazy. It looks like a wall. I mean, it looks like a river is running through this land. It's amazing. Like, take a screenshot of that, or like look up this artist and print something out and put it on your design wall, so you can see how they did it. I mean, it's, or if you're doing ribbon or something, that's just so cool. I like this person. This person is reading a book called Chaos and Smoking Cigarettes. Approved. This person has a brain and like tools. I love this. She's got a mirror, glasses. I think they're all women. And every artist here that we've looked at, I don't know if I mentioned it before, probably. And maybe it's evident, but women, all women too. She's talking on the phone. She's crying on a cloud. Okay, maybe we have a fellow here, but maybe not, I don't know. He's proposing, perhaps, professing his love. This guy's pushing a lady on a swing. I love it. I love her bow and her hair. And these two, who knows? In flagrante. So there's just 2 pieces left, and I'll show you the gallery here again so you can see where we've been. 26 pieces, 13 artists, and we end right here. Oh, neat. So this is the library. This facility is gorgeous, and we are at the Czech Center here in New York City. Okay, great. All right, and our last 2 pieces are by 2 different artists. The penultimate piece, Nadezhda Harbichová, or Harbicova, yeah, Czech, yeah, okay, Harbichová. Bridges in the Borsche. This is the one, just by the way. The R with the little antenna, that's like that's the letter that like sort of doesn't exist elsewhere, I think, from what I was watching. Anyway, bridges in the Borsche Valley, 2014, cotton machine quilting, and that's what's listed here, cotton and machine quilting. So we're up here. And yeah, well, that's interesting. So this is like an ombre fabric, it seems. I mean, it looks painted. She was like, I am going to use that fabric, but I don't know. I mean, this looks painted to me, but it didn't say that, right, in the description. And this is it's cotton, but it's like corduroy. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks maybe like wool or felt on your screen, but it's like a combed cotton. Interesting. There's some batiks for all the batik fans out there. And I mean, it would say if it was painted. So this is a printed fabric, but it looks like that. And that, I mean, that's like a jacquard. Can you see that? That's like a jacquard. So I'm not sure that this card on the wall is accurate, because I'm seeing some other materials here. Yeah, that's definitely a jacquard or some kind of, it's not cotton. Or if it is, it's, I don't know. I think it deserves to be called out a little bit. And that bridge is really great. I'll back up and show you the full piece again here. And our last piece is by, I like this too, I like this. Let's see, real quick. Do a show on optical illusion quilts. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Crosley, I agree with you. That piece with the little yo-yos, like the triangular yo-yos, knowing how those are made would be for sure interesting. It looked a little like flannel, Kitty Hannah, yeah. So, or velvet, yeah, maybe a velveteen, could be. So Jana La Lova made our last piece, Ruined Bridges, Battle 1866. Some Czech Republic history. 2016, Procyon dyes. Oh, I know that is a favorite material, or favorite, favorite supply. Favorite supply for a lot of art quilters. Procyon dye, printing on textile, stencils, and machine quilting. So this is about a battle. It wasn't suede, Susan. It wasn't suede. Oh, thanks, Marianne. That's awesome. This is, 1866 must have been a major battle. Was that Napoleon time? Because Napoleon was all up in this, the former Czechoslovakian area, from what I understand. So this is really cool. So that If you can tell what that is, it's somewhat similar to the material we were just trying to figure out what it was. That's a silk tulip. Here's that netting again. And some of you know more about, I mean, the Procyon dye, what is that? By the way, I love the way this is colored, right? That's probably the Procyon dye doing its thing. But that, I mean, that is just, it's just rich. And this is painted, these letters by her. Interesting. Those could be names of people. They might be towns or villages. I'm not sure. Oh, look at that. Whew, that's so cool. That is definitely painted silk. Ugh, incredible, just gorgeous. Thanks, Word. This braided thing is cool. That looks like something that Hannah would wear, like she would wear pants that like had this technique working. And here we have some portraiture that's just really great. The red is painted. It looks like she stitched. If I get too close, it'll blur, but it's all machine quilted, I should say. Yeah, stitched, and then she painted on top of it. So it looks like it's maybe, you know, almost floss or something, but it's been painted. I'm pretty sure. Look at the wrinkles, you know, in the clothing. It's just awesome. A peace tree. Okay, interesting. Thank you, Susan. Look at that work. Very cool. Very cool. And this netting here. I love it. Some things hanging off there. Take a longer view of Jana La Lova's Ruined Bridges, Battle 1866. The last piece in the show. So I am going to go over here and I'm going to switch the camera around. Lord knows what my lipstick is doing. We'll have to sign the book. Okay, let's sign the book. Let's see what it's, is it the 3rd or the 2nd? It's the 2nd, right? What is the date? Everybody's gonna say it because that's an easy one for most of you, but I don't remember. Is it the 3rd? Well, I'll do this and then fill it in. August 2022. Thank you. Thank you, CCNY. That's where we are, and all the brilliant artists. Hang on just a second. I don't want to jiggle any more than I have to while I'm writing. Sorry, one second, okay. And I'll put XOXO Quilt Nerd. And when somebody's got the actual date, I'll fill it in. Okay, so let's just take a look really quick before, I'll see how this goes. We'll see if it makes sense to read a little bit of what we have here. And you know what I can do, what I will do is I will put this information that I have here in my hand, these remarks and things, I can take them with me, and so I will, it'll have to be when I get home. But I will, I'll scan them and put them in the disco, so you can read about it if you want. And then, this is interesting. Jana La Lova, Quilt and Art 80. So this, oh, nice. I believe she's the curator. So this woman, I believe that she curated this show because the man who spoke to me said the director. It's the 2nd. Okay, great. Said she was the director of the show, and I think that means, you know, curator. Okay, let me put August in here, or the 2nd. Okay. All right, now we're official. Yeah, so yeah, American premiere, all the artists, and then some more. Yeah, I mean, this is a bit long, right, to read, so I won't do that, but I will take this with me and share it with you on the disco. And if you're new, that's another thing that you can access. You can access our Discord, and just like Twitch, you know, the Discord was new for me, but it's wonderful. It's like kind of a clubhouse. When the show isn't on live, you can hang out in the Discord and share pictures and chat with people who are in the Quilt Nerd universe, and it's very cool. It's a good place to be, and the community we're creating is really great, and I really appreciate you all. So yeah, if you subscribe, you can get in the disco and see this kind of stuff, the material that I'm going to post, and so much more. So Stephanie Cake, God bless you. Pie, also known as Susanna, in Kuwait, thank you so much. Everybody who came today to see the show, I'm so glad that you came. If you missed it, or if you're just dropping in and you couldn't stay the whole time, this whole thing has been recorded, and it'll be posted right here on the Twitch, on the video page. You know, if you're here at twitch.tv/Quilt Nerd Show, you can watch it right now when I sign off. So I am going to go into New York City. I'm actually going to do some work now. Got to go back to do things, but I'll see everybody tonight. I hope please come to the show tonight, because it'll be a lot of fun with my sister Hannah live. Who knows when she'll be able to be on the show IRL again, so we'll have some good times. And it's Tuesday night, so not as much wine, probably. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sign off. When I sign off live from the phone, doing mobile stuff, I think it cuts off pretty quick. Usually when we're doing the show from the whole rig, I can leave the chat on a little bit longer once I sign off, but I'm not sure I can do that now. So I will sign off now, and I'm bad at saying goodbye, so I will just say goodbye, and I'll see you tonight right here on Twitch with my sister Hannah. Lots of fun and crazy hijinks. Okay, thanks everybody. Thanks mods, thanks cake. Bye. I love New York.